Hello friends, and welcome to day 8 of RPG a Day. I actually recording this video on the 9th. I skipped a day because of real life work, other things that kept me away from recording the video. And I'm actually recording after work in the office right before I leave, just so I make sure I don't miss another video. The question for today, day 8 of RPG a Day, is how can we get more people playing RPG games? How can we get more people playing? Let me read the exact quote. I think the short and easy answer is to show them how to. Talk to them about games. We're living in a great time for role-playing games. Online streaming of games, visibility in media has increased awareness of what role-playing games are. So people who don't role play, who don't have necessarily had the opportunity to play a role playing game, may be curious about what is this game they're hearing about. I do two things. I tell everybody I'm a gamer. I left the gamer closet a long time ago. I share my love for role playing games. I tell people I play role playing games. I explain what it is to them, and I also invite people to play and learn how to play. If somebody comes to you and says, "Oh, what's that? What are role-playing games? That game you're playing?" Tell them about it. If they want to play, have them sit at your table and play at least one session. That might not be always feasible if you have an established group, if there's scheduling issues, but create the opportunity to maybe sit down and run a short game with them so they get a feel for what role-playing games are. As a member of Puerto Rico Role Players, a group of RPG enthusiasts here in the island of Puerto Rico, for many years now we've been organizing geekniks, picnics for geeks, where we show people how to role play. We get all sorts of participants, from experienced players trying to test new games to less experienced players, new players, and we share our love for the hobby and we teach them how to play. We also participate in fandom conventions where we get a table when invited and teach people how to role play. I've done it with Pathfinder, with I once played Star Wars Saga Edition years ago. Microlight, Pathfinder Beginner Box, I already mentioned that one. Dungeons and Dragons, the Savage Worlds rule set. Those are all great games to teach a new player because not only are they commercially available games, they're easy to pick up games. Yes, even Pathfinder with a beginner box. And they can go out and play with other people because they've had their first experience. And that's the easy answer. If you want to get more people playing, talk to them and teach them how to play. The maybe more controversial, for I don't know what reason, it should be obvious. And some people think it's too obvious and that's why they think it's controversial. But I think we need to be more inclusive and more respectful with people who are joining the RPG community. We need to create spaces where new gamers can sit down at the table and not fear what experiences they may have there. Be sure they're treated with respect and their opinions or feelings are respected. If we've played for a long time and our gaming group is full of our friends, we may make the occasional off-color joke or have in-jokes that could be shocking to other people who don't know the context. If you have a new player sitting down at your table, think about how that would sound to them if they don't know who you are or don't know the context of your group. So I really think we need to be inclusive and make sure minorities, make sure people who are less represented in our hobby have a space where they can role play, where they can feel safe and they can feel the camaraderie and the friendship we've built together and make those connections in a game. There are generational differences. Not everybody feels the same, and we need to be respectful of that. We need to be mindful of that. I applaud Wizards of the Coast's inclusivity and their support of the LGBT community. I love the introduction in the new Pathfinder 2nd edition where it talks about the table being for everyone, that everybody deserves to be there. Their actually pointing out that as a dungeon master, you have to be mindful of the feelings and opinions of your players. Those are great strides. I didn't read those ideas when I started reading the Dungeon Master Guide first edition, because it was aimed at another. It was another time, and it was aimed for other purposes. But now that we are aware of that, expanding the player base, getting more people to play, it's teaching, it's sharing, it's inclusion, it's being respectful. We are the ambassadors of our hobby. We are spokespeople. People will associate how we do and how we behave ourselves with role-playing games. So that's my answer for day 8. How can we get more people playing? Thank you.